First Interstate Bank, L.A., California, May 4th, 1988, by Stephen Babauta. Overview. Source. Overloading of the building's electrical system by reactive distortion of lighting circuit currents. Exposure. 12th floor to the 16th floor. Extinguishment. It took a total of 383 department members to do the job. They fought the blaze for 3 hours and 39 minutes to knock it down. Death. 1 death occurred. 40 injured. Each stairwell contains a combination standpipe with a pressure-reducing valve at each landing. The 4 standpipes are supplied by 2 stationary fire pumps, 1 diesel and 1 electric. Each pump is rated at 750 GPMs at 585 psi. A fire sprinkler system was being installed in the building. It was approximately 90% completed at the time of the fire. At 22 hours, the building's 2 fire pumps were shut down by the sprinkler contractor. Stages of operations, offensive strategy. Stage 1, Battalion 11 arrived on scene at 22:46 hours and was assigned to operations by the Wilshire Incident Commander. He entered the building by the first floor, southwest entrance to avoid being struck by falling glass. After checking in lobby control, he climbed to the 12th floor in stairwell 5A. En route, he heard Engine 3 communications about low water pressure and upon arriving at the 12th floor, found it fully involved. Operations returned to the 10th floor, passing Squad 4 on their way up as a fire attack team. Light Force 11 assisted operations by forcing the door open to the 10th floor. Operations notified Wilshire Incident Commander that he was set up on the 10th floor and that fire attack would occur from multiple stairwells. Operations directed Light Force 11 and Light Force 2 to check conditions on the floors above the fire and report back. Light Force 11 reported that the 13th floor was well involved and the 14th floor had heavy smoke at floor level with potential flashover. Stage 3, Division 2, arrived on scene at the fire and reported to the Wilshire Incident Commander. Division 2 was directed to report to the 10th floor and relieve Battalion 11 as operations. Division 2 arrived on the 10th floor and made an assessment of staging and firefighter operations. Division 2 made face-to-face contact with Battalion 11 and informed him that he was relieving him as Operation Commander. Battalion 11 maintained liaison between operations and division commanders for the remaining of the incident. Stage 4. After knockdown assigned Chief Lenz to search and rescue of all floors above the fire. Chief Vega and as salvage group supervisor assigned Chief Young as a water control officer. Began demolition of the incident. This is the overview of the timeline. So it started at 22 hours. The building's 2 fire pumps were shut down, as said. And at 22:25 hours, an employee of the sprinkler contractor heard the glass falling and saw light smoke at the ceiling level. And this is an image of the initial fire alarm coming through the Alpha side and to the Charlie side. At 22:30 hours, a smoke detector on the 12th floor was activated. It was reset by security company personnel. At 22:32 hours, 3 smoke detectors on the 12th floor were activated. They were again reset by security personnel. At 22:34, 4 smoke detectors on the 12th floor were activated and again reset by security personnel. At 22:36, multiple smoke detectors alarms from the 12th floor to the 30th floors activated. A maintenance employee took service elevators 33 to 12th floor to investigate the source of the alarms. The employee died in the elevator. And that was the 12th floor with the engine companies and truck companies. At 22:37 hours, the fire department's operations control dispatch section received 3 separate calls from persons outside the First Interstate building reporting a fire on the upper floors. At 22:38 hours, OCD dispatched a Category B assignment to Wilshire and Hope Streets. At 22:49 hours, Wilshire Incident Commander requested OCD to double the present assignment of 21 companies for a total of 42 companies assigned to the incident. At 23:09 hours, Wilshire Incident Commander directed Battalion 5 to set up operations at Temple and Grand Avenue. Air operations supported the activities of airborne engines 78 and 100. That's the floor for the 15th floor. 16th floor. Alright. At 01:30 hours, the 15th floor was fully involved with the fire and was starting to expose the 16th floor. The offices in the north end of the 16th floor were starting to burn due to extension of the fire through the space between the floor and the glass curtain wall exterior. Division 3 and Battalion 10 directed Engine 12, Engine 47, Task Force 70, and Task Force 88 into the 16th floor. The fire was officially declared knocked down at 02:19 hours. At that point, water and control and salvage operations were starting under Chief Vega and Chief Young's directions. Search and rescue efforts continued until all people were removed from the building and transported to local hospitals. This is the Incident Commander organization. So there's Planning Chief, Resource Status, Situation Status, Operations Chief, Command Staff Chief, Information Officer, Logistics Chiefs, Air Operations, and Staging. Lessons learned. Air Operations and the medical group should report directly to the Incident Commander. The information provided by these two groups is of more use of the Incident Commander than to Operations. Air Operations and the medical group should be on separate radio channels so as to interfere with the fire ground and fire command radio communications. Staging should be staffed by a minimum of 10 firefighters. The demands placed upon staging at a high-risk fire are so great that they will quickly overload the personnel of a light force or an engine company. Stereo support needs to be implemented early in the incident in order to provide the necessary air bottles and equipment in staging. Horizontal ventilation by improving windows is essential to making a stop of the vertical spread of a high-rise fire. Self-contained breathing apparatus lasted only 20 minutes when worn by members working above the fire. In order to conserve air supply for firefighter operations, adequate horizontal ventilation must be taken. Prior to windows being removed, protective lines must be placed to protect the opening to prevent lapping.